Chapter 23. He was aware that his aunt and his cousin's wife had a tendency to clash with one another. It seemed that every time they encountered one another, a heated argument would ensue, and on rare occasions, it would escalate to a physical altercation, leaving his poor cousin trapped in the middle of it all. His cousin could still side with his mother and would sometimes reprimand his wife, but Emmanuel knew that he would meet his doom tomorrow if he had the guts to yell at Mackenzie. If she goes too far or speaks to Mom disrespectfully, I may be forced to confront her. If this leads to a disagreement, Mom may find out about our arrangement and be distressed by it. Even though Mackenzie had agreed to come home with him, Emmanuel was still frustrated and anxious. It felt like bringing a bomb that might explode any time home. "Manny, what's wrong? Did she refuse to visit us?" Rosalind snapped. "I don't care how capable his wife is. Now that she has become a part of the Lowe family, she must conform to the expectations laid out for her and cannot act however she pleases. If she's already acting up when we expect her to visit, how will Manny and Mom endure her antics in the days ahead?" "Of course not, Rosalind. Don't get it wrong. She's just too busy," Emmanuel quickly explained. No matter how furious he was, Mackenzie was still his wife. "Good, then." Rosalind was in a great mood having confirmed their visit. She couldn't help but switch the conversation to something else that was on her mind. "Manny, I received an invitation to attend a high society party in Yeringham. I heard that many rich scions will be there." "Oh, I see. You want to see handsome guys there, huh?" Emmanuel knew Rosalind well. It could be said with confidence that he was the person who knew her best. Rosalind was a person who was driven to always strive for perfection. She was quite the romantic, having been entranced by the world of romantic dramas and films since she was a teenager in high school. In the beginning, she fell for Nick Jonas from the Jonas Brothers. Later, she took an interest in Jamie Dornan, famous for his role as Christian Grey. Recently, she was infatuated with Alex Pettyfer. Anyway, the men she loved were tall, rich, and handsome. They must be nothing short of perfect. However, perfect men didn't exist in the world. Thus, she was still single in her 30s. It wasn't because she was anything less than appealing or desirable, it was because her ideal partner seemed too perfect to exist in the real world. Alessandra and Emmanuel both cautioned Rosalind that the male characters she adored in television shows weren't actually real, and urged her to adjust her expectations accordingly. Nonetheless, Rosalind still enjoyed the opportunity to lay her eyes upon attractive men at different events. "Hey, this is a rare opportunity. I must attend the party. Perhaps I'll get to meet my own CEO there." Rosalind revealed her objective directly to her little brother. She even threatened him menacingly, "If you're free, come as my +1. Whether or not I get married depends on your efforts." Emmanuel was speechless. "I can't marry you. Why would I put in any effort?" The invitation Rosalind received entailed her to bring a +1. The party was happening tomorrow night. It was a Saturday, so Emmanuel agreed to be her companion for the night. "I'll try my best. If Rosalind still remains single, it isn't my fault." Emmanuel also felt that it was a great opportunity for him to see the world. He wasn't ignorant at all. Now that he had married Mackenzie, a senior executive of a company, he knew she frequently attended these high society events. He decided that attending these events would not only help him understand her better but also give them more common topics to talk about. It has been widely suggested that in a marriage, the couple would begin to influence each other in such a way that they eventually become similar to one another. Emmanuel was prepared to make a change. The following day, he paid his family a visit. Even though he was only gone for a few days, Alessandra behaved as if he had been gone for years. She was relentless in her interrogation, primarily concerning his marriage. "Manny, your wife is going to pay us a visit early next year. Should we invite your Uncle Benny's family and other relatives to welcome her?" Alessandra wanted to hold a grand party to welcome her daughter-in-law home. Cold sweat beaded on Emmanuel's forehead as he replied hastily, "No, Mom. Don't invite anyone. Let's just keep it simple. We can just enjoy a meal together." Alessandra furrowed her brows as she contemplated the situation. "I don't think that's a good idea," she said hesitantly. "She's a senior executive, right? That means she's used to better things and enjoys eating delicacies. I'm afraid she won't appreciate it if I prepare something simple." Emmanuel flashed a bitter smile. "It looks like Mom is pretty accommodating to her daughter-in-law, but that doesn't always mean that this situation will last. If she is the only one consistently making all the concessions and sacrifices, it may create tension and resentment that can result in issues down the line. Mom, you don't have to be so careful. We can just show her our real selves," Emmanuel insisted. Alessandra was still unconvinced. She was about to speak her mind when Emmanuel suddenly shrieked in pain.